Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is in your neck of the woods. This is Tony, and welcome to today's video. So, update 7.9 has hit the streets for Android. It will be following soon after with iOS and the other platforms. There's a lot that's changed, guys. A whole lot that's changed. We're going to go through all of it. Let me just tell you right now, these behemoths are absolutely bonkers. These things will definitely be meta. There is no doubt about it. So if you guys don't have them, try to get them because they are going to be game changers out there on the battlefield for sure. You can now walk while in siege mode, and it is amazing, guys. I'm telling you, you are gonna love it. So we're gonna go through all the update notes to tell you guys everything that changed. Also, I forgot to mention, we do have a giveaway for Oolong Cinder. These are the hardest to get Titan weapons in the game, and we're giving some away. Link will be up in the top right corner and in the description if you guys want to go check that out to see how to enter. All right, here we go. So now we are going to be going over the update 7.9 patch notes, the EvoLife Bloom event. There's going to be a Bloom version of Valley. It's going to have like those cherry blossom trees with those pretty pinkish red flowers and stuff on it. So that's going to be really cool. We're going to have customizable UI, new Titan Heimdall, new Titan Weapons Dazzler and Lantern, new Titan Module Onslaught Reactor, new Drone Whiteout, balance updates, new legendary pilots. We got Misako Ueno for the Capri and River Chase for the Typhon. Special editions, we have Kitsune for the Harpy, Augmented Scald, Spirit Razdor, and Spirit Smuta. So here we are, guys, with the customizable UI. This is really nice, man. Let me just tell you. You're able to move these different elements around on your screen. You're able to adjust their size. You can make them a little bigger, you can make it a little smaller. You can make it fit your device in your hand just the way you want it. That's something I've been asking for in this game for a very long time. They finally delivered, and I'm very happy about that. The new support Titan Heimdall is coming, baby, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to check this thing out, try it out once it hit the live server, because once things hit the live server, it's a complete different story than it is from when it was on the test server, right? There is a full overview here on the official War Robots YouTube. If you want to go check them out, a link is in my description as well. We got new Titan Weapons Dazzler and Lantern. These things look really cool. It almost applies like an EMP effect after you get that accumulation bar to fill up. So really cool. I have a feeling they may bring the Ao Ming back a little bit. These things are very lethal. New Titan Module Onslaught Reactor. This thing is an absolute beauty. I love it. You get the best of both worlds. You get, I think it's 21% damage towards Titans and like 8 or 9% towards regular robots. So it kind of like bridges the gap between a cannibal reactor and an antimatter reactor. Really cool stuff. The new Drone Whiteout. At first glance, this is a cute, hilarious ball, but your impressions will be deceptive. This is a ball of death with a unique electromagnetic field. The Whiteout drone turns off the abilities of all opponents around as soon as there is an enemy in the targeting reticle within 100-meter radius. This opens up a lot of possibilities for a lot of high-level play strategy and tactics. I could see a super fast robot darting into center beacon, let's say, where there may be 3 revenants defending that beacon. Boom, his EMP goes off. Our friendly revenants teleport in while sirens shoot up in the sky, blasting him from the air and the land. I can see this as a devastating tactic, so keep your eyes out for that. Now let's talk about the rebalances. So when the rebalance list first hit like a month and a half ago, people were in an uproar. They went crazy. I made a video trying to put people's minds at ease, but all I got was a lot of hate for it. I told people that this is not the final list, that by the time the actual event or update does happen, a lot of these changes won't happen, or the values will be changed, and that is exactly what happened. In all honesty, there's only like 2, maybe 3 things that are actually getting nerfed in this event, update. So let's talk about it right now. The Fafnir speed and flight reduced 100 to 63.5, super noticeable. Built-in weapon damage accumulation rate halved. super noticeable. Built-in weapon damage bonus against Titans reduced from 220 down to 150%, super noticeable. I really don't think that the Fafnir to be nerfed all that hard. With the release of the Siren and then the Yingli pilot, it kind of made the Fafnir null and void already. So this was just overkill for the Fafnir. It really didn't need all that. You could have took his flight speed down a little bit and reduced the amount of damage he can collect on that purple shield, and I think we would have been all good in that regard, but they overdid it. Perhaps later on they could, you know, withdraw some of this and dial it back a little bit and rebalance it again, but a little bit too much, I would say. And I'm not a Fafnir fan at all. I protested them, actually. I didn't use them in over 3 months, so you know, that was my way of dealing with it. I just didn't use them personally, but you know, to each his own. Revenant, durability reduced by 10%. It's a robot with a ton of HP. It's still gonna have a ton of HP, but you know, what could you do? Ability damage mitigation reduced from 99% down to 90. Also, again, not super noticeable, but noticeable at the same time. Side shields durability increased by 10%. I mean, that's cool because the side shields were never even a thing that people would think of. They were so weak, they just had really no purpose at all. They were just kind of there as a bonus for you. So get additional 10% for that is definitely cool. Orochi, durability reduced by 10%. It sounds like a lot, but it's not. So like for a robot that had 1,000,000 HP, a reduction of 10% is 100,000 minus 100,000 HP. So something with a small HP pool of like 100,000, for example, 10% loss of that is, you know, 10,000. So not a huge deal overall. Stealth duration reduced from 5 down to 4 seconds. Not super duper noticeable. Ability cooldown increased 18 to 22 seconds. Now here's where it gets interesting. You know, before, especially with the Brigitte pilot, you could have those 3 abilities. You could have Death Survivor to trigger another one. You can have the beak, and then you have your phase shift or whatever else. So by the time your first stealth went off, you would use them all, use your phase shift, and then by the time all that was done, your Death Survivor, you'd be able to start all over, and then you would have all those abilities back. So now you're just not going to be able to link all those together like before, which I don't think is very bad at all. It reminds me of, you know, the Ravana back in the day when the Ravana got that first rebalance, because you could just link those abilities endlessly, and it's, you know, it's kind of cheesy and unfair. So I'm not super mad about that one either. Shell, durability reduced by 10%. Side shields durability increased by 10. Yeah, I'm not really sure, but you know, not too bad. It's not bad at all. Won't be noticeable. Lancelot movement speed increased from 36 to 38. Very nice. Wayland ability defense increased from 30 to 40. Very cool. Got that. Phantom ability defense went from 50 to 55. Bulwark Aegis shield durability increased by 10%. I mean, that's cool and all, but there's just so much shield breaker out there. I don't know if, I think a physical shield buff would be huge for the Bulwark. I think physical shield and actual durability, HP on the robot, I think those two things would be huge for a Bulwark in the future if they got a buff in that region. Raijin physical shield durability increased by 20%. That's actually big. I recently upgraded a Raijin on my personal account, so I'm really looking forward to trying that out there. Mercury Raker Invader durability increased by 10%. Awesome. Actually, for the Mercury, I hope they continue to rebalance this a little further in the future. If they gave it a little bit more speed and a little bit more distance to the jump and a little bit more damage with that detonation when he slams down and does that hell dive. I think that'll get Mercury in the perfect spot, man, where that would be such a fun robot to play. I love playing it now. I just think it needs a little bit more love, man, and that thing will be beautiful. All right, so here we go. Tier repair capacity increased by 15%. Now that is for the circle that goes around it for the healing, and that burst of heal at the end of the ability when you switch over. We have the Behemoth can now walk in siege mode. That is absolutely crazy. Really stoked about that. That is awesome. Snare Scotty Hell ammo reduced from 50 down to 40, and full reload interval increased from 10 to 15 seconds. These are still going to be effective weapons. You're just not going to be able to be as aggressive with them, and they won't be as dominant, but they will still be useful. So don't get it twisted. They didn't kill these weapons. These weapons will still be okay. Toxin, Venom, Bane, corrosion damage reduced by 25%. I actually don't agree with that. I didn't even use the Toxin, Bane, and Venom now because, you know, those are brawling weapons, right? So if I'm brawling on a beacon, 9 times out of 10, there's going to be a Revenant in the mix somewhere. And it's always the hardest robot to take out. Well, when the Revenant's in its ability, it's immune to DOT effects. And that's where a majority of these weapons damage comes from. So half the time you're doing like 60% less damage. So like for that simple fact, I already didn't run these weapons. I already think they're not that great for that very reason. Now, maybe if you're using them in like, I don't know, free-for-all or TDM, but for me, as far as like domination, beacon rush, you know, that's how I feel in that regard. But I can't speak for the other game modes. All right, next, let's see what we got here. Scorcher, Incinerator, Atomizer, Halo, Glory, Corona, Zeus, Ion, Ballista, Arbalist, damage increased by 10%. That's awesome. I am all for that. I got all of those weapons, and I cannot wait to test out each and every single one of them. Smuta, damage increased by 10%. Oh, man. They're still going to be good. Not a huge deal. Decreased by 10%. Not a big deal at all. Puncher, damage decreased by 10%. Particle spread increased by 15%. So you're losing 10% damage, and you have a 15% larger spread on the bullets as they're shooting. All this means is it's going to be a little less effective out at its further ranges, like from 400 to 500 meters. It's not going to be as lethal, but up close and personal, it's still going to knock people down, no problem at all. It's still going to be the best option for a lot of robots still. So guys, don't sweat it over the puncher, man. I'm telling you, punchers are right. Trebuchet, full reload interval decreased 23 down to 18 seconds is what it is. That's not going to make or break that weapon. It's still going to be super, you know, not a good option. So it is what it is. Magnetar, damage increased by 15%. I'm actually very excited by this. These were the most disappointing weapons I ever upgraded in my entire robot's life. I maxed 4 of these out for the Blitz when these came out. I tried it for a video. It was the most painful experience I ever went through. I tried them a couple more times. Really not great at all. Super irrelevant weapons. That's why you don't see anybody using them. They're not good. They're not efficient. They're not effective. They are not meta whatsoever. But maybe with this 15% damage buff, I think it could be all right. I actually tried them on the Capri a week or 2 ago on stream, and they were performing halfway decently. Halfway because I had 2 nuclear amplifiers and a max damage module or drone on it. So I had 80 plus 75 extra damage. I had all the extra damage you could possibly get. So it was actually performing okay. So I'm really excited to see it after that. Nitro unit. Ooh, deactivation threshold lowered down from 70 to 60%. That's cool. But I still don't think people are going to use it. I do not think that's big enough for people to use it. Battleborn effect duration increased from 20 to 25 seconds. Again, that's cool, but people will not use this. Nuclear amplifier stack accumulation rate decreased 1 stack per 20k. Okay, so it's just instead of 20k per stack, it's going to take you 25,000. So it's still going to be good. It's just going to take you a little bit more effort to get it filled up, which, you know, it's okay. That's fair. Because it is a very strong module, but you're going to have to camp a little more. Not camp, but you're going to have to play a lot more cautious to get it filled up, I think. So it's interesting to see how that's going to play out. Last Stand, instead of complete damage immunity, it now provides 99% damage resistance. This is actually a game changer because things like Titan weapons, they counteract damage resistance. So there's certain things like, man, they're just gonna melt right through you, man. They are gonna melt right through you. So that's big, man. Last Stand, rest in peace, Last Stand. New legendary pilots. We got the Misako Uena for the Capri. While Capri's ability is active, Misako provides immunity to free suppression and lockdown. That is actually super awesome. Can't wait for that pilot. Really looking forward towards that. River Chase with Typhon. When Typhon's built-in cannon is fired, the robot gets a bonus to all damage for 5 seconds. Last I saw, that was a 25% damage boost. Let's see if that's going to be the case once it finally does get released. And a couple other bug flitches and stuff like that right there. With all that being said, let's hop into a gameplay and see how these behemoths work out on this battlefield, baby. Are you guys excited for the new event? It should be starting in the next couple days, guys. I am absolutely pumped. I cannot wait. I always like the beginning of a new event is always the most exciting time for me. All right, guys, let's set it off. We're going to start with the Behemoth. We got the Smutas on there. Let's see if we can get some awesome stuff to happen. I played a few games earlier and I was absolutely annihilating everything, but I bet now because I'm recording, all that cool stuff will stop happening. As you can see, the last stand now flashes once it's activated, and you can do damage through it so long as your weapons bypass have that defense mitigation. Holy cow. Jeez Louise, Papa G. What is going on, man? I don't even have, like, good drones. I don't even have the right, like, drone chips and stuff on there. Let's give those guys a nice little mothership down there for their butt. See how they like that? God, like, oh my gosh. Beyond God, like, come on, legend, living legend. Jeez Louise, Papa Cheese, what is going on out here right now? Oh my gosh, this thing is bonkers. You want some of this, Shell? Living legend. Let's give him a little bit of love right there. Living legend. Living legend. Living legend. Let me go back down here where all the people are. We actually need to get some beacons, dude. Living legend. We probably need to get some beacons. Beacons would be nice. Living legend. Oh my gosh. Did you guys believe this? This is insanity, man. I gotta switch to get out of this robot. That's why I'm walking to try to get killed right now. But what in the world? Holy cow. Talk about crazy. right, let's get going with this bad mamma jamma. I should have just stood back there and camped, but I don't want to lose this match, so I wanted to go out there and get after some beacons. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Give him a nice airstrike over there. See how he likes the taste of that. Pop, pop. Are those guys gonna get that beacon? We got to keep all these beacons, man. We got to keep them all right now. This is really bad if we lose one. Where they at? Oh my gosh, is that my buddy Goose? The member Goose? Shout out to Goose if that was you, dude. Oh my gosh. What a crazy, crazy game. What a crazy, crazy game. I could have easily stayed in that Behemoth, but I was just like besides myself. I couldn't realize what was happening right now. 6 kills. Holy cow. That's all I can say. Holy cow. Oh man. GG's. Shout out to everybody in the game. Appreciate you guys so much. Hope everybody has a great day and keep coming back.